Hello there everyone and welcome to bitparade.co.uk's look at In Between. Now this is a puzzle platformer, but not in the way you might think. It's enclosed levels. It's got a gravity mechanic, and we'll take a look at it properly to give you a bit of an idea of the background to this. You're the kid on the left hand side there playing the arcade machine is you as a kid, and you're terminally ill, presumably. You certainly look terminally ill at the start of the game, and so these are the 5 stages of grief plus tutorial, which is not one of the 5 stages of grief. And each of these levels are themed in some way. So we'll pick a fairly early one for Denial, and Denial is what I'll say is this game gets hard, and as you can see, this black stuff that is creeping onto the screen, that is basically there is story context for that, and you're told to kind of face your fears, face the darkness. It's the only way, and you'll chase it away. I'm doing surprisingly well. I meant to push up. Well, that actually is sort of not entirely unreflective of my time with the game. Not that it's bad by any means, but I mean, I haven't played, as you've seen from the level slides, I haven't finished it, so I don't really want to act like this is some sort of review. It isn't. I don't think I've played enough. Let's chase that back a bit. Keep going. So the thing is, it will chase you down pretty quick, and playing and talking with this game is not a good idea. So here we go. You don't actually have to get right into the door, you just need to be touching it in some way. You don't have to be the right way up. So we'll do another one of these. These are quite early ones. Well, I say quite early, they're actually not, because okay, there we go. The tutorial levels get hard enough on their own. No, okay. Did wonder for a second then. Okay, and so you don't get a lot of time to think, and I'm going to stop here for a second to say this. One of my issues with the game, and this isn't the only game that does this, is you don't always get enough time to plan out your route. You don't get enough time to look at the problem. Feist, which is a game we reviewed fairly recently, which was a kind of limbo-like action platformery type thing, is a cool thing mostly. I quite like it, but that has the same thing of you get killed before you've maybe had a chance to spend time with the puzzle that this area that's like, right, well, how do I get past this? And you're already dead by the time you get a chance to work it out. Here we go. So I'm doing surprisingly well. It's always nice when I do well at a game. So it's got to be there, hasn't it? And then right, okay, I know how to do that bit. So that's the sort of thing where you need a bit of time. Okay, well, what did I do wrong there? And it's basically you didn't spend enough time. Or I moved too quick was the problem there. I should have delayed a little. Let's chase that back. And so again, what I do like though is that it does pull in the narrative to the level, and it's something that Braid did. And if Braid is the granddaddy of indie games, then it's a very good example of a game pulling its theme, its story, its narrative into the gameplay, and it's something that not enough games do, considering what they would purport to be in terms of narrative driven and things. It's difficult to do for most games, but it's very, very good when a game can do that. Right, so balls. Well, let's have one more go at this, and then we'll move on to another level. I'd solve that, and that again is one of my. We'll get to it maybe in a minute. Is an issue I have with puzzle games sometimes is when I've solved something and yet I've still died, and it sometimes feels, particularly with a game without checkpoints, because this doesn't. It is just the level as it is. Oh fuck me. See, talking and playing is not a good idea for a game like this. Here we go. So I could do this bit over and over and over, and then get to a more difficult bit, and that's where I just need, I keep having to redo something, or I could do a really difficult bit, the bit the game wants me to do, and then I'll still die because I've hit a spike. I didn't quite line up the jump properly. That can be a bit, I don't know, it's a bit frustrating when you're like, well, I've done it, I've done the thing that it wanted me to do. So I can just go, yeah, okay. There we go. I don't have to go upside down there. I can just go in there. So, well, this is although actually I'll just get to the story part. Says up. You see that crack right in the center of the screen at the top? That's little snippets of story that you can get. So let's try and get there. Okay, so what we want to do here is line this up so that
I got Momo for my 8th birthday. I loved him so much. He died of nose cancer when I was 12. Father took him to the vet one day, but he came home alone.
so it's not always that heavy-handed with the narrative, and it, particularly when he's talking about his wife, it gets more personal, I guess. Okay, so this is where it starts getting, the timing of it is more important. So I need to I fucked up. Right, okay, so let's go anger. Now you can see at the end there I haven't done all of anger, because that is probably what would happen to my monitor, and I think possibly if that's deliberate, if it's like, oh, by the way, World 2's anger, and oh my god, it's going to make you angry, then I guess that's clever, but it's not very game design. So we're gonna pick one that I struggled with. I managed to do it, but I know how to do it. So
Am I really?
this, I'd say I didn't struggle on this one. So we'll do it anyway. So the anger, the anger levels, you see these red orbs, they are concentrated anger, and some will follow you around, some will swell like that, some you can stop in place if you know how to do it. So that has some of this, so we need to work out how to get over here. There you go. And then this will hit you if you stand too close, so go open the door and move it that box. This is where I try and remember how I did this, even though I've not long since done it. Okay. So if we just went up now, we'd go flying into that, even at its smallest. But if we go like this, it's going back. Now this is the only time I've seen the anger balls react like that. But there we go. We can get past this and bring those up here. And so this is actually the level, one of the levels that I'd give as an example of. I've done the difficult bit. Why are you punishing me for this last little, this last thing? Because I did all this stuff, and then just this last puzzle was a nightmare. Not this puzzle. This isn't. I had this done. This bit. So that's not particularly difficult. What I will point to is there's you can see right on the left hand side, not where the door is, there's like a red platform on the floor. You stand on that. There's actually one up here that I'm stood on here. The door blocking that will open, but it's on a timer, so you have to get back up here. And then you need to go back through the door, because this one here will open the door at the bottom to get to the exit of the level. So the way you do it is you go over here, and then you see the two spikes right above my head. The amount of times I've walked into them because I'm being rushed, it feels a little unfair. It feels a little like they don't really need to be there. I'm not gaining anything by them. If they weren't there, I'm not gaining anything that this isn't just letting me do anyway. If you stand in front of the door, by the way, you will get killed. So there we go, done. Made it look easy because I'm great at games. Oh right, okay, this is one I did a while back. So this isn't the last one that I did. I'm gonna maybe skip this one because this one did make me furious. Not that one. That's what I've just done. This one. Let's do this one, and then we'll do one of the new ones.
The child comes first. I didn't tell her how it hurt.
So you can't see it. You'll see it as I move along here. But there's you can see it. It's on screen. You just probably won't notice it. But there's a metal bar at the bottom that as I walk down, you see that's coming up. Took me a while to work that out. So once that's done, I can then do this, because otherwise they would have hit me. And then I'm safe here. Now moving up will bring that down, but if I push down here, the big square that's underneath me that the red orb is passing will raise up. You'll see that raise in a second. So here we go. So I need to, there you go, you see it raise. I actually need to do it here. I need to bring it back down. Otherwise, I can't do the last bit. And then this is a bit, I've worked that out. I've come back and done this. Do you need these bits to be quite so tight? Because I've already got to get past this red orb, the ball of anger, whilst walking on this thing as it. There we go. Again, I'm making myself look like the greatest gamer in the world, and I'm not. But there we go.
I'm angry that she will live on.
So unfortunately, I can't really show you any of the story stuff. Seemingly, I've done this. So let's move on to.
I went to the doctor. The diagnosis. I had planned to be there for my.
I tell you what, then, if we can do that, let's look at the. Let's look at anger. So this is me moving the time. I don't actually remember it taking this long.
When I was diagnosed with cancer, they fired me. They're probably still talking about my graceful exit. At least my health
So
insurance.
I think we've missed something there. I think something. I'm sure something happened last time. Anyway, so let's go and look at one of these ones I haven't done. Let's skip that. So with bargaining, you're dealing with your family and things, and so as you can see the screen is split. If I switch, so the point is to keep your other half alive, and I'm blocked. She is moving. Annoyingly, what I keep doing is I keep trying to move her in terms of the direction, you know, moving her up and down. So this is where the timing gets a bit weird because I need to work out whether it's okay. So I think I need to move first. That I need to move over quickly rather than. There we go. Ooh. See, I've done the same thing. I keep pushing to. Right, so I need to move to the right really quickly. Okay. Now, I don't know if that's staying closed. It looks like it maybe is. Bear with me a second, because now I need to work out. Do I go? This is what I mean. A checkpoint would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, I think we're supposed to maybe go. Yeah, okay. I think I've worked this out. But I don't know the time of it. So up and then okay, down. Look at this, the best of games. So yeah, that's in between. Like I said, I've got my issues with the difficulty of it at times. It's not. I don't mean to imply that it's the hardest game in the world or anything, but I've no idea how to get past this now. Oh, there we go. So yeah, your weight counteracts their weight. These blocks. So I've not even looked at where she is. Is she? Okay, she's stuck. Okay. So we're gonna leave this on this one. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna maybe not tonight, but I'm gonna have a review up in the next few days. This is out on Steam. I can't remember for the life of me the price of it. I apologise. It is worth a look. It is an interesting thing. It's like I say, it's difficult, almost maddeningly difficult at points. But I like the thing. I like that it's taken a very serious, dour subject and turned it into a puzzle game. And yeah, the opening parts are really, really good. I just feel like it's a little cruel at times in terms of a puzzle game. It's a little like, I've done the bit, I've done the thing, I've shown you I could do it. Why did you need to kill me there? And obviously that's down to your skill, I guess, or the controller, or whatever you want to blame. But regardless of whose fault it is, it does take the gloss off it a little. Oh right, okay. Well, that's interesting. did that in one go. So I think we will stop there. But yeah, so you can see how it does get interesting and captivating, and there's some really good ideas. It has a lot of ideas, but like I say, I do feel sometimes just a bit more time on seeing stuff, like having a bit more time to go, right, okay, why did that not work? I don't know how to solve that, whether it's just maybe a delay in loading up, but if you're dying repeatedly on something, you want to skip, you want to get back into it. I'm the same, I've done that myself, so that might be to the detriment of the game, but I think it would help you in terms of seeing why you messed up. You get a little bit longer just to see the screen. Yeah, so beyond that, yeah, like I say, it's just a little easier. That's the point I was making, was I think my issue with, I don't mind it being difficult, I don't mind it being slightly cruel as such, but I do think that it can take away the fun. You're supposed to be having fun, and while this is a serious subject, and it may be that the ruthlessness of the game is an allegory for life. You know, this guy's been dealt a fairly bad hand. It doesn't necessarily make it fun, and if you don't want to keep playing on something that is difficult, it's not going to keep you playing. It's very easy, you know, you've got all the reasons in the world to not want to play or not to carry on playing. So yeah, it's an interesting game to talk about. I think I think it's interesting. I think people will should give it a go, because I think just on a puzzle level, it's difficult, and it's interesting. There's lots of good ideas. I keep saying interesting. I need to play a bit more of it and form some more cogent thoughts. And so there will be a review. It is already out on Steam in between, and so we're a little late getting some of this stuff up, but it's it's worth a look. I think. I mean, like I say, I've not played all of it, but if you've seen what the game is, and if this looks interesting to you, then I think you could certainly you know, I think you could argue you could do worse. I can't believe that worked. Okay. Let's do this. Yes. We've got another story bit coming up.
In 2 months during the holidays, I know she's already painted a picture for me. Daddy, best superhero.
So yeah, like I say, not a funny game, but yeah. Oof. Right, yeah, like I say, you can see how this might get difficult, so let's stop. Thanks for watching. The website is bitparade.co.uk. There's plenty of other videos on this channel. Just avoid the Grandia ones would be my advice. There's a lot of them. They're not that exciting. They're very long. But yeah, we've got a Gunman Clive video, Gunman Clive HD Wii U game, or Wii U port of the 3DS games. That's just gone up as well, so give that a watch as well. Come and visit us at bitparade.co.uk, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you were stuck on one of the levels that I've shown you, it helped. If the reverse has happened and now I've spoiled those levels for you, I apologise. Try to forget everything, but thank you for watching. Just one more thing. We were asked by the PR people for In Between that if we did a video or an article for the game, to mention that there is a demo available on Steam. So if you go to the store page, you will you search In Between on Steam. You'll go to the store page, and presumably the demo is there. We won't be mentioning it in the review because the review is very much not a salesy thing, whereas, you know, if we have to do something that's a bit PR-y, I'd rather it be the video rather than the review. So, yeah, on that note, enjoy the Columbo picture.